You know what this dummy did today?
What?
Wore a sweatshirt into the booth.
Well, it's winter. You would think you'd be good for that.
Not in the booth
Right,
when
it's
I'm
always-
raging for 3 hours. It is the co-op from Documentary Now, though. At the co-op. So that part makes me happy, but God, sweatshirt in the booth, never again.
Musical theater deep cuts. Hi, Jillian Benzavalli.
Hello, Patrick Hines.
Ma'am, I'm going to say it again. Please join me on my
Traveling book party.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't remember what I was calling it.
It sounds like the best kind of circus, I have to say.
It's going to be really I'm going to just be hanging out the whole time. I'm
So
not going to
fun.
be backstage. I'm just going to be taking pictures and doing dance parties. And I'm going to read a chapter of the book and we're going to play a game. And I'm going to stick around and take pictures with everybody. Cities are selling out. These venues are small. They're meant to be small so I can meet and hang out with everybody.
Give me a couple cities.
I'm opening in New York. Then I'm going to Boston, D.C., Philly, Dallas, Austin, Chicago, Los Angeles, Seattle. And we're adding a couple more.
Okay.
So we're like really paying attention where people want me to come. I'm going to be there. If you want to come, we added a date in Chicago. So go get your tickets to that.
You better go. It's going to be fun.
Girl, tell them to join us on the Patreon.
Yeah, join us on the Patreon, why don't you?
Why don't
Everyone's
you?
invited. Yeah, so you get the ad-free versions of these episodes right here. Also, when we get two-parters, you
Yeah.
get both of those episodes at once,
Yep.
if you like. We also do things like Bad Vegan, that Gacy thing on Peacock, those long-form episodes, 2, 3, 4 episodes,
Yeah.
Relentless, Finding Andrea.
We did the Woodstock one, which
Woodstock
is like, oh my God,
99.
Jewel was there. I can't stop talking about it.
Jewel and Sheryl Crow?
Jewel Kilcher was on the bill.
Double feature.
Also, join the Facebook group, fam. It's a True Crime Obsessed podcast discussion group.
Yes.
50,000 other people in there just hanging out, being cool, supporting, talking about the episodes. And follow us on the TikTok. It's True Crime Obsessed Pod, where Aaron is making tons of amazing videos. And
Thank you,
it's
Aaron.
so fun, and we're having a good time.
We're having a whole lot of fun.
We love it. Aaron's a TikTok star himself, by the way. Aaron Downs.
And
ladies
Megan Miles, his wife, who's
I
phenomenal.
know. We love them.
Oh my God, makeup on her, she's so good at it. I don't know how she does it.
All right, girl, what are we talking about today?
All right, the most hated man on the internet. We're doing the second part of that second episode on Netflix and
Yeah.
the third. So yeah, we split it up in
Do
two.
you want to give them like a little bit of like a previously on?
Well, it's called The Most Hated Man on the Internet. He has one of those websites where people just send in like the most vile, depraved things, but it started out with nude photos that like were being sent in without people's consent, and it wasn't like, oh, cool boobs or oh,
Right.
cool a peen.
Yeah.
It was just to humiliate and dox these people.
And the thing that we've been learning in the first part of this is that like it wasn't just being sent in. It was actually like the people who like this guy Hunter Moore who
Right.
owns the site are hacking people and stealing their booby pictures.
Right. And he's one of those people who loves being the bad guy and like he just keeps getting press. Speaking of, he's now on Anderson Cooper's talk show.
So we got to talk about a disturbing trend that is happening online right now, and it really can ruin your life.
So here's the thing. I just love remembering a time in the world where Lady Anderson Cooper had a talk show. Remember this?
Like a daytime talk show.
A daytime talk show. It's filmed at the Time Warner Center.
Yes.
It's called the Allen Room, that room. And they use it as a concert venue, too. I saw Paula Cole in that room.
You've seen Paula Cole every time she comes to New York in
Last
every
episode.
venue.
I know. I love it. So that's like my favorite concert I ever went to. But Anderson Cooper, I feel like we've covered every episode of his talk show because there was only like 10 episodes. And it was all had to do with like true crime shit. And he's always just there yelling at people. He was known to like throw people like guests off the set.
Right. Or like gotcha them in the best way, I guess. Because that's what happens here. I did not watch his daytime
No.
talk show, so I'm just saying what I know from this.
It's
Because
homophobic. It's homophobic that you didn't watch it.
okay, sorry.
Okay, so it's as long as you acknowledge it, then it's
I'm
fine.
not acknowledging that at all. Don't you
So you
dare.
agree?
Are you Anderson Cooper? What am I, an Anderson Cooper show? So you agree. That was great. But Hunter, this
Yeah.
idiot, is going on Anderson Cooper's show, and he thinks this is going to be a real good opportunity for him.
Before they bring him out, they have two women on the show talking to Anderson who did not know they were on the site. They are two of the like victims that we've been talking about the whole time.
Yeah, their names are Melissa and Davida. And so he's sitting next to them. This piece of shit
Oh my
can't
God.
look at them
No.
at all. And they are just staring right at him.
Yes, and the thing is, this guy comes from the internet, right? He comes from a culture.
Comes from the depths of hell, but yes, also the internet, which really half of one, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
But the point is, like, he's used to like hiding behind his camera phone. He's not used to having to like face people in real life in broad daylight. I think that makes a difference.
And, of
he's
course,
used to like when
at
he's
10 in the morning.
right when he's doing his shit, he's fucking hammered. The guy loves Molly. All of a sudden, he's like sitting sober in front of Anderson Cooper, and it's not going the way he thought.
Do you feel bad about doing this to, I mean, you don't know these women, you don't know anything about them.
I mean,
What's
that's
right about
kind of
putting them
what
up?
makes it easier, you know? I mean, it is all anonymous. I don't know these people. And, you know.
But they're sitting right here. I mean, you don't feel any?
No, I mean, they're just people, they're characters and avatars and icons on a screen.
They're just avatars to me. They're not real people. And Anderson is like forcing him to deal with this. And the women are just looking straight at him.
Yeah.
And they're saying everything. And like they're calling him out.
Yes.
And he's like, I just want to make money. Like, I really don't care. But what happens is Hunter thinks this is going to be great for him to go mainstream.
Yes.
These women and Anderson Cooper totally destroy him. And he looks like the absolute piece of shit that he is. Nothing comes of it.
Well,
but it was a really great 5 minutes.
Nothing really comes of it except for the fact that like he kind of does go mainstream because like his site goes from getting X number of views to like exponentially more. And like in the service of like, Anderson, we need to think about this. If you're trying to shut this guy down, why are you giving him a platform? You know what I mean?
I know. I
Because
agree.
like you yelling at him is great for TV.
Call the FBI, Anderson.
Honestly, like we
Your mother
gotta
was
start.
a Vanderbilt, for God's sake.
Exactly. But like now like mainstream America has found out there's a website full of boobs and peens. Of course everyone's gonna go running to that website.
Right. And that's just the beginning.
Yeah.
Because like Hunter tells his followers, his actual like cult following,
Yes.
they'll do anything for him, including brush their teeth with their own poop.
Oh my God, I can't believe you did that again. I can't believe you made me have to think about it again.
I'm sorry, but doesn't it prove
Yes.
their loyalty? I made a
There's a
point.
real Manson. They call themselves the family.
The family.
And they literally say they will kill for him.
So he or like make other people kill themselves or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So he tells his followers that Anderson Cooper was fake, edited, out of
Yeah.
context. He's like, he's stupid, whatever, he's gay, who cares?
Uh-huh. Do you want to make out with him just as a joke?
As a joke, yeah, for the content. Fuck off. So, like, yes, while it absolutely made him kind of like a global phenomenon,
Yeah.
perfect, it did put a much-deserved target on his back.
Yes,
Because
yes.
he is a bad guy doing bad things and bragging about it.
It's true, and it also drove up the traffic to his website. So both things happened.
Right. So now we meet Jeff Kirkpatrick. He's an FBI agent for the cyber division.
And he says, yeah, I saw that Anderson Cooper episode. We start to meet a bunch of people who just really don't fucking like bullies, which I just love.
Which I love. I'm one of them. But
Yeah.
also, Jeff tells us, again, just fucking perfect. I hate it here.
I looked into the legality of the site and discovered that there weren't really any laws in place and that prevented a site like this from operating. But Charlotte believed that Kayla's account had been hacked. While revenge porn wasn't illegal, hacking definitely was.
There are really no laws against what
I know.
Hunter's doing.
I know.
Except the hacking.
Right.
So the whole like consent thing, like we need to really change the laws about the internet. It is fucking too wild out there.
is, and, like,
too
it's-
dark, too scary.
I was thinking like in like 2 weeks ago or whenever we did the Girls Gone Wild, like there really were no rules back then.
Right.
We haven't come that far from that time.
Right, because Jeff is now, he sees it on Anderson Cooper. I love that Jeff is watching Anderson Cooper. Just
you
let
know-
me have it, Jeff. I'm sure it was sent to you
Don't-
by
don't-
Charlotte. I know exactly what really happened, that Charlotte's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
look, do something
Totally,
now.
totally.
But in my head, like on his lunch break, he saved
It's
the
2012.
episodes.
He's got it on his DVR.
He's got a salad or something. and
TiVo
he's
or
really,
whatever.
He's been looking forward to it all week.
Totally.
Jeff, just let me have it. I know it's a lie, but I need it.
Is that queer from CNN? He's got that. I love that
Oh,
show.
turn it up. Love his hair. You know his mother was a Vanderbilt? And made eyeglasses?
Oh my God.
Gloria Vanderbilt?
Gloria.
Anyway, so Jeff is on the website and he sees things, like Hunter had a section called Daily Hate.
Yeah.
And he would post all of these emails of people begging for their photos to be taken down. I just lost my job or whatever. And then everyone makes fun of them and harasses them even more. Super fucking cool.
I
so
mean-
Jeff is horrified. And he's like, I want to do something, but unfortunately, there are really no laws on the books for this.
Right.
So he gets back in touch with Charlotte and he's like,
Yes.
Charlotte, I need your help because the thing that's illegal, the hacking, you know a lot about that.
Yes.
Can you help us?
So then the FBI actually goes to Charlotte's house, and Charles is very impressed.
Charles has to mention that he's shocked that like Charlotte could pull this kind of thing off. He
Yes.
never thought that look
Not
at
in
that,
the-
that loudmouth I married. Really, he's getting some stuff done because knock, knock, knock. It's the FBI there
will
to
say-
ask for her help.
Get Charlotte a couple of drinks at a cocktail party. She's telling that story about sneaking into Madonna's again.
Right.
Everyone's heard that story 40 times, even me.
I'll hear the Madonna one. Don't talk about Reagan. I don't want to hear it. And yes, if you're just
Totally.
joining us for the second episode, we discussed her Trumpism in
Yes.
episode 1.
Right,
She's
right,
the Janine Pirro of
Oh,
this of
right.
this series. We totally get it.
We're just trying to focus on the good she did.
So now they have to figure out how Kayla was hacked because she was hacked and
Yes.
the FBI confirms that and Charlotte was right and they know that.
But the thing that Jeff, the FBI guy, realizes is
One big clue we found was that when Kayla got her email account back, there was a secondary email that was added to the account. The secondary email was GaryJones815@gmail.com.
And it says GaryJones815@gmail.com.
Right.
Which is just like the fucking laziest hacking you've ever seen. Like,
Not Hunter Moore at gmail.com.
right, exactly. And this is my IP address and my home address.
Social security number.
Right.
And here's where I work.
But the thing is, like, we're going to learn later that the reason the hackers did that was so that they would have access to her email anytime.
Right.
Because that email address is on her email,
Yes.
they can go and change the password anytime they want.
And we'll get into the whole, like, how they did all this in a little bit.
Yeah.
But now everyone shut up and pull the fuck over because James McGibney,
Oh my
United
God.
States Marine and person who takes down internet bullies is here. Okay?
Can I just say it? He's so hot.
Move aside for James, everyone. and
He's
shut your mouth.
so sweet. He's had the hardest fucking life. This guy is just out to do the good work. I love this guy.
I know. So he was in charge of cybersecurity for the Marines.
At 18 years old.
Right. And by 2012, like the peak of this Is Anyone Up horrible Hunter Moore thing was really like that's when he left the Marines.
Yeah.
So he's running multiple websites and he lets us know I was making a ton of money. Bank account
He can't help
was amazing. I was not wanting for anything.
I love you, James.
And so Hunter Moore calls James out of the clear blue sky.
To see if James wants to advertise on Hunter's website.
This
Now,
is delicious.
It's delicious, but it's also pathetic because if you like Hunter
That's
wants
why it's delicious. The timing, like that Hunter's like looking in the yellow pages, I'm going to call this guy. That part's delicious, and the desperation is
because Hunter
scrumptious.
wants us all to believe that he's like making money hand over fist on this website. He's doing his own fucking advertising cold calls.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He doesn't. Yes. So this is the first time James is hearing about the website.
Yeah.
He goes and checks it out and is horrified.
Yes.
And this is where we learn that James, like me, hates bullies.
Yes.
And we learned, like, James was severely bullied as a child by his own father.
This is the fucking saddest story I've ever heard. He said,
I remember watching him beat the shit out of my mother with a frying pan. My brother and I were taken out of the house by the New York City Police Department, and I never saw either my mother, my father, or my brother ever again.
to this day, he's never seen his dad, his mom, or his brother ever again. Can I say, as a representative of the fucking foster care system, which I'm not, but I was a part of for a while,
Sure.
that is not how that is supposed to work.
Yeah, how did that? We don't get any other information.
And I really would like to know, like, did the mom die? Where did the brother go? I hope the fucking dad went to prison for forever, but
Right.
that is, you're not, as a person who worked in the foster care system in New York City, you are not supposed to remove the children and then they never see
then
each other again.
separate
That
them
is insane.
and have no contact at all. Like,
Maybe
what
James
the
is
fuck
being
happened?
hyperbolic. Maybe he doesn't mean it literally. I don't know, but that really took my breath away.
Yeah, that stopped me in my tracks. I was
Yeah.
like, what? And James is like, we don't have time for this, Jillian.
Yeah,
We're
I
moving
know.
on.
We got to move on. We're going to take down the bully.
Because James gets wind of Charlotte.
Yes.
And Charlotte is trying to take Hunter down. But James has his own way of doing
Yeah.
things. He's smarter than Hunter.
Yeah.
He's going to intellectually outwit him. And he wants the entire site taken down. And he goes,
I know I'm smarter than this guy. I know that I can intellectually outwit him and get this site taken down and protect these women. I didn't know exactly how, but from that point on, I had one goal, which was to totally and utterly destroy Hunter Moore's life.
totally and utterly destroy Hunter Moore's life. To which I say, all right, James, I'm in. Where are we going?
And then
James, you drive. Let's go.
I was also saying, like, be careful who you fucking call to advertise on your shit.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Scrumptious.
I know.
That is so
I know.
delicious that
It's
he
so
called
good.
James. Like, how did he even know? Why are you calling
know.
a former
I
Marine
know.
who specialized in cybersecurity to give your horrible website money? Like, I need more. Like, how did Hunter find it? It's so good.
It's so good. I made the note, let the straight men do the work.
Oh, today.
Okay, just for this one time.
James.
Just, totally.
And the guys with Anonymous. We'll get to that in a little bit.
Totally.
So it's March 2012, and the FBI needs to act fast because more and more victims are created by the day.
They need to act fast, but unfortunately, that's not how the FBI
can't.
works, they say.
Fortunately, they just can't.
They're like, we really got to get into this, but it's going to take a couple years.
But Wendy Wu is here, and she's the lead
I love
prosecutor.
her.
I love her.
For many of the victims, their lives were changed permanently. These photos did not end up on this website naturally. So I felt very strongly that these women deserve justice.
She's very matter of fact, and I think we need a little bit of that right now.
Yeah, just lay it on me, Wendy.
Yeah,
Keep the emotions out of it because I have too much emotion for all of us.
just lay it on me, Wendy.
I have to tell you, the tears I'm holding back
I
right
know.
now, like this
No,
is
I know,
crazy.
I know,
So
I know.
I need Wendy to be like, here's the deal.
Yeah, quietly and calmly.
Level with me,
yeah,
Wendy.
Yeah,
And don't leave. Hold my hand and don't leave me. I need
Could you ask her to level with you one more time? It's so funny.
Level with me, Wendy. What do you got? James is driving the car. I'd follow
I know.
James into an active volcano. But Wendy, pull me back down to earth, would you? Do me that kindness. Thank you so much. So her job, she's like, no problem, Jillian, I got you.
just
Also,
banging my
you
head
need to
against
relax.
the wall.
Have a cocktail. Just
my God.
relax.
Okay.
I am annoying Wendy in this moment
All right,
because
yeah,
she's
yeah.
very
Yeah.
rational and serious. And
Yeah.
she's like, we're going to get him. I'm
Don't-
like, don't worry.
100%.
You're an emotional basket case. And I'm like, I am.
She's a
Thank you.
Chardonnay drinker, I can tell.
Fine. It's the one thing she does wrong. So Wendy, her job is to assess the evidence and then see like what else they need to bring charges and what charges they can bring.
Yes.
Here's how the accounts were hacked.
I did not follow this. So,
Oh, I gotcha.
Okay, thank God. I was like, I tried to watch it 4 times.
I'm going to use me and you and you're the bad guy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So I
As
would
per usual.
No, I'm just saying. That's how I wrote it. So the victim would get a message from the hacker pretending to be one of their friends.
Yes.
So you would text me as the hacker, but as you, right?
Yeah.
It's as though you text me and say, girl, oh my God, I was locked out of my email account and I
Yes.
lost my phone. I can't get the verification code I need to reset my password. So you, Patrick, I think,
Yeah.
are asking me, can you just send me the code?
Yes.
Jillian the code, and then I'll just give you all the information. And I'm like, well, obviously I'll help you out.
Yeah.
Then I would get the message about the password reset and the code, and then I would give you /
code.
the hacker the code, right? But then suddenly I'd get an email that says my password was changed. So it's what they're doing is resetting my password, pretending to be a friend of mine.
Oh.
So then the cycle continues. Then they'd go into my social media,
Yeah.
act as me to Natalie or somebody else,
yeah.
and then say, Natalie, I need your help.
But
And she'd
how
say,
are
"Girl,
they?
Of course.
How are they getting into my account?
Because they did this before. You
Oh
were the
my
cycle
God.
before. See what I mean? So then they just, and on it goes.
Remember when Charlotte was like, wait, I found one of Kayla's friends on the site
That's
too.
what happened.
Oh
They
my
probably-
God.
you know what I
My
mean?
brain, my old man brain can't take it. You just made it make sense.
Oh my God, thanks.
No, you're welcome.
I did something today.
You did.
And I helped. Then they're in, right?
Yeah,
to
yeah.
your account. And what they'd also do is
Just like with Kayla Law's account, most of the victims reported a secondary email being added. It allows the hacker to reset the password at any point in the future to regain access to the account.
then they can always regain access to that account and you can't.
But they're so fucking short-sighted because they're adding an email address that's fucking trackable.
Right, because Gary Jones, not a hacker at Gmail, was the email address,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So is it Hunter? Is it someone else? We don't
Right.
know, but it takes the FBI 2 seconds to like track the IP address to learn that the hacker is named Charlie Evans.
Right.
To which FBI Jeff goes, really nothing stood out about him.
No.
Regular guy, worked in Studio City, had a girlfriend, weirdly enough.
And they're saying, wait, so is it actually him? Is he the hacker or is it one of his roommates or something? Then they realize this guy, Charlie Evans, had his own nude photos posted on the Is Anyone Up website.
Yeah.
Which he posted himself. He posted his own nudes.
And that's the connection to Hunter Moore.
Is that wild? Why would anyone want to post their own nudes?
I don't know, attention, I guess.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't understand anything that
For
these
the
people
comments?
who are like actively on this website. Like I don't understand it. But yeah, but like just to be humiliated, maybe he's into that. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know.
But now we're back with James the Marine. Because
Yes.
remember, Hunter is like, hey, will you buy ad space on my website because I don't have any money?
Yeah.
And James the Marine says,
Hunter cared about three things: sex, drugs, and money. Well, I couldn't provide the first two, but I most certainly had the wherewithal to be able to provide him with some money.
So James wants to take him down, but in order to take him down, he's keeping him close.
so he's like, I hate to say this.
Yeah.
But he did advertise with Hunter because he's like, in the Marines, we learn to, we have to learn about our prey.
Exactly.
So he's keeping his enemies close and he's learning everything about Hunter's business so that he can destroy it.
Because he's probably just like, yeah, I'll advertise with you. Let's be friends. Hey, tell me how much money you make. Give me your password. Like
Your
he's-
servers. And he goes, I knew more about Hunter and his business than Hunter did.
I mean, he was saying that like Hunter is saying he's making $20K a month. He's like, this guy desperate. He was broke.
Right. And so, like, this is where I just want to throw up because after he blew up on Anderson Cooper, we're just going to go right by this. Every creep on the internet was on that site. So it wasn't just hacking for nudes. It was like violence and kids and abuse and animals
And
and
people are
underage
sending
kids.
this to him.
Right. And like this is when I say it's like my biggest fear realized because like I can't save everybody.
Yeah.
So but James is here. So James, hold my hand now.
Yeah, yeah,
Wendy,
yeah.
Wendy and James, I got them on either side because like I can't handle it.
Yeah.
So James goes, sometimes you have to be a bully to defeat a bully. And not physically, you know,
Yes.
but I'm gonna intellectually mind fuck him. And I'm like, James. Full speed ahead.
I know.
I am on the
know,
James
I know.
train.
Same. But what James does is James just basically says to Hunter, girl, how are you age verifying the pictures that you're posting?
Because I'm telling you right now, I verified some of them. I pulled the EXIF data out of some of your photos, Hunter. I don't know what method you're using, but it's clearly wrong because this girl right here, who you're saying is 19, is 15. I told Hunter, look, it was just a matter of time before you're gonna go to jail.
James is like, I'm telling you right now that you can get in a lot of trouble. Like, what are you going to do about this? And Hunter's like, I don't really care.
And he's an idiot who doesn't know anything about computers or about how he's just posting these images thinking no one's ever going to come for him for it. And James is fucking with him. I don't know if the girl actually is 15 or not, but James is saying that he knows that she is.
But like, there are underage girls on that site.
For sure.
And so James is like, yes, because the hacking's illegal and that's illegal.
Right.
So now James and Charlotte are in cahoots and they're talking. But Charlotte now calls Camille from the Village Voice. Camille, who did that like fabulous profile on Hunter and how great and trashy he is.
Yeah.
So Charlotte tells that to Camille saying like, this is the expose. Now you can do the opposite and you can expose him and he's so terrible. Camille, oh my God. She turns around and tells Hunter.
Yeah.
Whose side are you on, Camille?
But what happens is Hunter's now, with the knowledge that like he really is in some serious legal trouble, James pounces. And James says to him, look, I'm going to make you a one-time offer.
I'll buy the site. I'll take on all of it. I made the offer for less than $12,000. I told him I did not want the content for obvious reasons. I don't want pedophilia images coming into our servers. I just wanted the domain and to get the site down.
I just want the domain, and you have to decide in 24 hours.
Right. Because James is like, I don't want child sex abuse images on my servers. Like,
Right.
legally also.
Yes.
He's like, again, Hunter, do not want that content.
I mean,
just
and
want the domain.
I guess my thing about that is that, like, okay, fine, James, but, like, could you just have somebody else take it and deal with it? Because you're leaving it in Hunter's control. Because with James, my thinking is, like, if you leave this with Hunter and you buy the domain, all he's got to do is create a new website and put all of it back up.
But that's not what happens.
No, but I'm just saying it could happen.
It could.
So anyway.
But James knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so, right. So Hunter takes 24 hours and then calls it back and agrees to sell.
And James says, by the way, your shitty website is going to be forwarded to my anti-bullying website called bullyville.com. James, let's talk about a new name for that.
It sounds like a town where the bullies live.
Right, like Farmville, Bullyville.
Totally.
Would you just beat up the bullies? Remember when we were all about punching Nazis, which I still am very much in support of?
Yes,
Maybe
yes.
that's what it is. You just punch the bullies.
100%.
But Hunter, as eloquent as ever, replies, whatever. Okay. So Hunter does it. He sells the site to James. And part of the terms of the sale, like, Hunter's so desperate for $12,000.
I know.
After he's living, $12,000 is a lot of money, but
Of
he's
course.
living a life that he's a millionaire and he's not.
Yeah.
He's so desperate that he also agrees to terms of the sale where Hunter had to write an open letter apologizing to his victims and like admitting all the harm he caused.
So imagine you're like the only people who know about this are Hunter and James. So imagine you're like an avid, like you go to the
You're
website.
a cult follower.
And you go every day. So like today, the second the domain name changes, you go, like it redirects you to an anti-bullying site with a letter from Hunter talking about what a piece of shit Hunter is.
Right. And Hunter's also doing interviews.
Hunter, when you say the site wasn't supposed to be what it became, does that mean that the whole time you were doing it, you felt that there was something wrong with what you were doing?
Of course. I mean, I'm human. I don't want to hurt people or, make people cry or make them want to hurt themselves. I'm 26 now. Started the site when I was 24. I've obviously matured.
Obviously, I've matured.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, like, Hunter really could have taken this as an opportunity to change.
Even if he's lying about it.
Right. Exactly.
Even if you're going to be a piece of shit in private, he could have really been like a hero here. Not a hero,
right.
But he could have been like, I've really changed and made a ton of money being like, I'm so glad he didn't because
I know.
it would be so fake. But like, think ahead a little bit.
Well, because he's doing all these interviews pretending to be that person. And
Right.
Charlotte is like this. He is filled with hate. He hates women. He thinks all women are sluts.
Right. And like, it's all an act.
Yeah.
Because Mike, this music journalist who we met earlier, he goes, look, you don't have to understand how upset these people were. He said all of these people, hundreds of thousands of them that were going to his website, they made their whole personality about cyberbullying and they just lost their patron saints.
Exactly.
And now they have all this incel rage and hate and creepiness and like desire to literally kill their pets and do these horrible things with children and people. And now they like don't know where that energy is going to go. Oh my God.
And on his apology tour, Hunter goes on Dr. Drew. Remember Dr. Drew?
And also, of course, I remember. I used to listen to Loveline.
You did?
So low. I was so young, Patrick.
Oh, yeah. I remember Loveline barely.
I was so young, but I was young enough that I was like, I want to learn. But I also had it so low on like the radio in my room because it was on at like 11 o'clock at night. And I'd be like, honestly, I could barely hear it. And I could be like, they could totally hear it downstairs. I'm going to get in trouble in any minute. Why is Dr. Drew giving him a fucking platform?
Well, what I love about this is that he has a fucking showdown with Charlotte. So Charlotte like identifies victimize herself, essentially. Everyone's saying don't do it, but she does.
But so here's what happens. Dr. Drew gives this guy a platform, and part of his apology tour is saying, and I quote,
With all the attention, we had more weirdos and more weirdos every day submitting to the site. I mean, I don't like looking at little kids naked, and I had to do it every single day. And, that's what I got myself into.
I mean, I don't like looking at naked little kids, but I had to do it every single day, Dr. Drew.
Right.
No, you didn't, Hunter.
I know.
You didn't have to do any of this. And why aren't all these people arrested?
I know.
Naked children, the pets they abused and killed for fun. These people should be in prison.
I know.
Like, if Hunter's saying I was sent all this stuff, like, FBI, go get it. Like,
I know.
Go use the IP address magic and find these people who are abusing and killing animals, doing it to people, and like sexually abusing kids. Why is he on Dr. Drew talking about it?
I don't know. It's the question of why give him a platform, and his apologies are also disingenuous.
Right. But then Charlotte Laws joins the conversation via Skype.
She shows up and like everyone's like, oh no, like what's gonna happen? Charlotte just rips him apart.
And so like, I can't imagine the FBI is happy about this. No. But it's a risk because his minions are so angry.
Yeah.
And she's putting her face out there and she's admitting that she's coming after him and she's putting herself and her family at risk. But for her, she's like, I just got to get the guy.
And you can hear him. He's trying to toe the line of like, I am ashamed. Wait, am I? No, I'm not. No, I am ashamed. He can't remember. And when it's all over, he completely gives up on the idea of trying to be remorseful in any way.
And he hates that a woman is the one standing up to him. Like, he just hates it because Charlotte comes with the facts. Kayla was hacked. The photos were private. Like, Hunter, we've done this. Now I'm going to do it publicly. Because I talked to your lawyer and I talked to all this. So if you want to go on Dr. Drew, let's do it. But he can't handle it.
What happens is like at the end of this episode, it just emboldens him. So now, however bad isanyoneup.com was, he's got to go out now and make something that's 10 times worse and 10 times more dangerous.
And he's also saying to his cult following, like, oh, that apology, it was all bullshit. Yeah. And he goes the other way. Like, he goes like super evil and he's making fun of Bullyville and he's attacking Charlotte on Twitter. And basically he says, and this is like a major trigger warning. We should have done a trigger warning at the top of this, honestly. Yeah. A major trigger warning. Like, he says on interviews.
Guest in the chat room wants to know, you should ask Hunter what's up with the Bullyville article.
Come on, Bullyville. What the fuck? Come on. Dude, I'll be completely fucking honest. I'm going to buy a ticket to Vegas, probably tonight, find that fool's fucking wife, and make his kids watch me fuck his wife, and then take all his money. Like, I fucking hate that fucking guy.
He wants to rape James the Marine, his wife, and make their kids watch. And the people who are interviewing him think that's the funniest thing they've ever heard.
I know.
It's terrifying.
I know.
Like, it's so... It's not even like, oh, that's shocking. It's sort of like...
It's just a vacuum. He goes on these like Joe Rogan style podcast interviews and like nobody tells him how crazy he sounds.
I need a shower. Like, it's like so it's just like hearing that and like washes over you and you're like, oh my God, they exist.
I know.
And they feed off each other and they love it.
Exactly.
Like, oh my God.
So now we go to episode 3, interestingly titled episode 3.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, no, my pleasure.
Yeah.
We're back in New York City with another journalist. We meet Alex. She's a reporter for Rolling Stone, and now she's been asked to write a fucking cover story about Hunter for that publication.
Right, so he doesn't have a site anymore, but he's getting paid to DJ parties and get hammered and probably sexually assault people.
It's just like, who is paying him to do this?
Rolling Stone magazine.
But
like,
also,
at this point.
And Alex, the journalist, she's a woman, by the way. She's going to just be traveling with him on his like East Coast tour.
Yeah, and she says he was DJing and partying and doing a lot of drugs, and there were women lining up outside the green room to sleep with him.
And she's saying
it wasn't just about having sex. It was about what he could do for shock value to post online. So he was having women do lines of coke off of his penis. He was drinking vodka out of their vaginas. It was like Howard Stern makes Jackass every single night.
That's what she says.
It's just, what?
And he says to her, Alex, I'm going to be honest with you. He just says, like, he want more depraved, more vile, more extreme. He just wanted more of it because that's what made him famous. And he's also just an evil person.
And I'm just like, at what point, Rolling Stone, do you say like, oh, no, we were wrong. What's happening here is dangerous and bad, and we shouldn't be platforming this guy.
I mean, Charlotte went on Dr. Drew to call him out. Like, it's kind of all out there now. It's too late to just be like, oh, look at all this debauchery, right?
Uh-huh.
And also fucking the Village Voice scooped you, Rolling Stone.
Right.
Like, we already had some woman just letting him do this. Like, can we not do it again?
And like Alex does feel slightly more objective, I guess, but like it just doesn't make any sense. Like we're still telling this guy's
why
story.
do you have to watch him party to write an article about him?
Right.
Why can't you just take the fucker down?
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
No, I couldn't agree
And
more.
those parties suck.
Can you imagine me? They're so loud.
Like, there's
Everyone's
nothing
yelling.
fun about them.
So we're back in LA. We're with FBI Jeff. They're trying to find the connection between Hunter and that guy Charlie. Charlie, they know, is the hacker.
Right.
But they don't want to just go after Charlie because if they go after just Charlie, then Hunter walks free.
Right. So they get a court order to get information about their emails, which is like a major break in the case. And they can see the timeline of Charlie the hacker and Hunter emailing. And then like new victims being posted on the site. It's showing that they're working together.
Yes.
And like right now they just see that they were communicating, but we need the content of those emails.
But they are saying that like this is a major break, that they like at least know each other, they're at least communicating, and now we can continue to pursue this further to see what they're saying to each other.
Right. Hunter is now back living with his parents.
And I'm like, I never want to shame anybody who's living with their parents except for these fucking idiots.
Right, because he's a bad guy and he also was lying. Like everything about him is so stupid.
Yeah.
So the FBI swoops in with a search warrant.
We were looking for computers, storage drives, USB devices. We would then conduct a forensic examination, looking for the email content as well as the photos that were exchanged between Charlie Evans and Hunter Moore.
7 a.m. They come in, they say this guy didn't act anything like he does on TV. He was a little pussycat.
He was nervous,
yes,
anxious, very polite.
Yes.
Not at all what he is on TV. And he's like, yeah, I know Charlie. Charlie's the hacker. Sings like a canary. Oh, I love when they get terrified.
This is where I'm saying, like, Mom, do you want to return Charlotte's call now?
Right.
When the FBI raids your home because your adult fucking child is like doing the worst shit you can imagine on the internet. Everyone in his life, you have to take responsibility. Like, you know what he's doing.
Right. And Hunter's mom is like not present at all because we're back with Kira, his girlfriend, and Hunter's mom calls her, and it's the first time they speak ever.
Yeah.
The mom is crying, and she doesn't know what's going on, to which I say, shut up, Mom. Shut up.
No, I agree.
The FBI, you don't know.
Right.
He was on Anderson Cooper.
Right.
Dr. Drew, give me a break.
Exactly.
Rolling Stone, come on.
And the FBI's in your basement.
Like, I can't.
I know.
So Hunter tweets that he needs to get, and like, I guess the FBI's like, thanks for all the servers. We'll just be on our way.
Uh-huh.
And Hunter's tweeting that he needs to get a new phone, new computer, and new electronics. He's basically admitting that he was raided by the FBI.
So Charlotte...
Why would you even tweet that, you fucking idiot?
What I took away from this moment was that Charlotte sees this tweet because she's, quote, monitoring his Twitter.
She's got she's got notifications on for Hunter.
Charlotte, you need to go outside. Like, you need to, like, take 5 minutes for yourself.
At one point, the FBI has to sit her down and be like, Charlotte.
I know.
Seriously, thank you so
I
much.
know,
And we're
you
not
are.
being dicks about
No,
it. Really,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Please, like, let us do our jobs. I know it's going to be as slow as molasses, as they say.
Tell us one more time about getting to Madonna's house that
Right.
time. I'll hear it. I'm glad I'll take that one.
It's going to take a long time.
Yes.
But what you're about to do is not a good thing.
No.
So now Camille from the Village Voice is publishing a story about the hacking. Thanks for finally coming around.
Yeah.
Whatever boosts circulation, Camille.
Then we learn the new thing, like the new evil thing that Hunter's working on.
The creator of Is Anyone Up is working on a new website. It's called HunterMoore.tv because his name is Hunter Moore. He just told BetaBeat that the concept is the same. You upload a compromising picture of someone with their name and links to their online profiles, but now there's going to be an address field and a map. Here's a cute quote. If someone killed themselves over being on Is Anyone Up, do you know how much money I'd make?
He's stealing their pictures, posting them on his website, linking all of their social media and their address with a map to their homes. And he literally says he will not rest until somebody is murdered.
And none of that is illegal. The
How?
only part of it is the hacking. The only part that's illegal is the hacking. The pet murder, the child abuse, all of that. The FBI's like, our hands are tied.
What am I supposed to do?
Untie them,
I know.
FBI. Like, don't you have the power to do that?
I know. I know. And honestly, like, if you do, this was 2012, tell me that something's been done since then.
God knows. I mean, Charlotte's sort of at the helm of it, but Charlotte is fucking over it.
Yeah.
Because she's like, you know what? The FBI's not doing anything. So she wants to dox Hunter.
Yes.
She wants to give him a taste of his own medicine, she says. And he was lying about being rich, lying about everything. So she puts Hunter's home address on Twitter.
So
which is very reckless.
I mean, no one told me it was a good idea. I thought that it was important to let him know the victims were now going to fight. We're going to fight harder than ever before.
fuck it, I was going to do it
The
anyway.
FBI is pulling their hair out right now.
Honestly, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love this or if I think it's a really bad idea. Because her whole thing is like, the people that are telling her not to do it are like, don't poke the bear. You know what I mean? It's bad enough.
Because it's a bear in an army of deranged bears. You know what I mean?
It's also like, maybe if
I'm sorry, bears. Your ears are so cute. I didn't mean to drag you into this. I'm so sorry.
No, me too.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Really sorry. I'm really sorry. I know, me too.
They're so cute.
But my point is, like, she's thinking maybe if I do, like, I have nothing to lose. Like, if I do this, then maybe he'll get a taste of his own I don't know.
And now it's been years, and it seems like he's getting bigger and he's worse, and the FBI is just sitting there seemingly like she's at the end of her rope and she doesn't know what to do, and this is what she does.
And I would like to know what came of it. Like, we don't know if anybody ever showed up at his house. They don't tell us that part.
Well, but it only makes it worse because Hunter and his minions are threatening Charlotte even worse than they were before. And she's been getting threatened by them for like years
It's been
at this
years.
point.
She goes to the hardware store and buys a whole new set of locks for the gates and installs them herself.
Yeah, and weapons under the beds.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, move into a hotel. Use some of Charles's lawyer money and move into a hotel. You know what I mean? If you're going to do the thing where you dox like the actual most dangerous guy on the internet, just get out of your house.
Or can we have like someone just sitting outside Charlotte's house, like from the FBI?
I'm not saying don't dox the guy. Maybe I should be saying don't dox the guy, but in this case, I don't know. I'm on the fence.
I mean, just because it's him.
Yeah.
Like, normally I'm like, don't do anything close. If you think it might be a little bit doxing, don't do it. But with him, let's fucking burn him alive, honestly. So now we're back with Kira, the girlfriend. And this is where I have some trouble with Kira. Because I think Kira was definitely...
She's Hunter's girlfriend, just to remind
Yes. And I think she was abused by him. I think he's a bully, and I think it couldn't have been easy being his girlfriend.
Yeah.
But she kind of like tries to be a little like coy about what she knew. And I think she knew like all of it.
I mean, how could she possibly not?
She was in the scene. She was, I think she knew about everything.
Yeah. But she also was here to say like...
Charlotte got under his skin because he wouldn't have attacked her that way if she didn't. If he feels threatened, if he feels scared by somebody, he won't let it go.
If he feels scared or threatened, he won't let it go.
Right.
And she's like, Charlotte really got to him.
And this is where she's like, oh, I guess he was doing something wrong.
Yeah.
But Hunter was doing the same exact thing to James the Marine. The same thing he was doing to Charlotte, he's doing to James the Marine about his wife and his kids.
He's
and all these
on
horrible
Twitter
things.
saying all that shit about raping the wife and making the kids watch. And this is where James says, I absolutely wanted to kick the shit out of Hunter Moore at that moment in time and repeatedly.
And also, he's not just that, he's also saying that James is a pedophile.
Yeah.
And has child sexual abuse images on his computer.
And we were talking about this earlier because this is where James tells us that he was sexually abused as a kid. And as a kid who was sexually abused, to be called a pedophile is the worst absolute thing that could happen. I mean, James is just on a mission to destroy this guy.
He says,
I'm going to do everything legally possible to completely destroy this guy's life. You know, people say an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. I wanted all of his fucking teeth.
I wanted all of his fucking teeth. Ooh! James.
I know.
Yes.
James is
all
not
of
to
his
be-
fucking teeth. Yes.
I feel like James is like the best dad at the cookout and the picnic, and he coaches the t-ball, but you do not fuck with him.
Speaking of people you don't fuck with, Anonymous is here.
Oh my God.
So Anonymous, they're the hacktivists.
Yeah.
And they want to destroy Hunter.
Yes.
So they reach out to Charlotte and they're like, hey, we're Anonymous.
You know,
it's really all we can tell you.
They DM her on Twitter and they're like, can I call you? She gets
My
a call.
name is Jack.
Yeah, I was a little bit like, I'm not sure. Like, you've just doxed fucking
know.
Hunter. I'm not sure I would have taken this call, but Charlotte does it.
Yeah, and
throwing all caution to the wind.
Right, and they're like, hey, don't worry. We know like exactly who and what he is. We will handle this. We have your back. And they do their thing. They post one of those like videos where they distort their voices and they just announce that they're going after Hunter Moore.
I mean, it is absolutely fucking... If I were Hunter, I would be fucking terrified.
Now, if you don't know about Anonymous, that they were in Roll Red Roll.
Yes.
They like attacked like the Church of Scientology, child sexual abuse images, pedophilia, the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yes,
Like they
yes.
sort of do all that kind of
And
work.
they're-
You do not fuck with them ever.
They're a collective. They don't know who each other are. They're all part of this group. It's international.
Right.
They want to help James too. And so we learn Anonymous, they take down his servers and all of his data, all of his backup servers.
They wiped out his social security number. They made sure that there was no way he could flee the country if he had an active passport. That was no longer active. They hacked into his bank account. Any money that he had in there was allegedly transferred to a women's abuse shelter. They declared him dead in the state of California. Hunter Moore didn't even exist for like a month. He was dead. They wrecked every aspect of his life.
James is like, for like a month, the dude was dead. And that's when James goes, now hold on a second.
Yeah.
Everything I mentioned is illegal.
Yes.
And while I maybe, on the record, now that
Yes.
the cameras are here,
Yeah.
don't condone it, I enjoyed the shit out of it.
I mean, it's just a beautiful fucking thing. They're doing all the things James wanted to do.
It's gorgeous, as they say in Ireland. And now Hunter, of course, is trying to downplay it. It's like, why do we know every fucking thing he says about everything? He's
I
like,
know.
whatever, they're just like 16-year-old kids being morons. They're probably gay, whatever.
But, you know, like James is like, fuck that. They ruined his life. And James says, and I quote,
so this is so good.
Revenge is never pretty, but when it's done intelligently, meticulously, and psychotically, it sure is a thing of beauty. Psychotically, James.
Yeah, intelligently, meticulously, and psychotically.
Psychotically.
Ooh. That's like...
And it's just like, I'm
that's
sorry.
like a warm bath.
Hunter, like, you deserve to have your life ruined.
Only now is Kira, the girlfriend, starting to be like, oh. Because one day she says she notices a Facebook message request that she'd never seen before.
Well, this happened to me too. Kira and I had the same moment.
Those messages.
Where you learn that there are people have been like trying to message you, and one day you stumble upon this like trove of 80,000.
Because you're like not friends with them, so they
Yes.
go into this request. It
Other
should be
folder.
easier to find.
Or
It
like, and like she just like stumbled upon it.
But there are a lot of death threats, but there are also a lot of people begging for her help. And she gets this message and
From a
it's
man.
saying, Miss, I'm not trying to disrespect you or your boyfriend. I'm just running out of ways to contact him and get through to him. I have a page on the site and I have never been filled with so much humiliation and self-disgust in my life.
Is there anything you can do to get through to your boyfriend to please remove my page? I'm not sure how much more of this mental pain and suffering I can withstand. And he sent that same message 5 times.
Even the way they're so delicately talking to her is because they're terrified because Hunter just attacks you even more. So now
And she's
Kira's-
crying reading this.
Kira, like,
I know.
I'm sorry, like, you ignored this for a long time, and I'm sure she's bullied and abused, and I won't discount any of that.
Uh-huh.
But I just need a little more honesty from Kira because she's acting like this is coming out of the clear blue sky, and I just can't believe that.
Because
Kira,
like
I'm sorry.
It's not like he was out doing his thing and you were home studying. We see these pictures of you partying with him at all the clubs where he's doing the shit that he does. You know what he does for a living.
And she says, you know, she's ashamed, she's upset, she wished she knew better at the time.
Yes.
She should have spoken up. And to me, I'm like, okay, well, that's an abused person. Who
Yes,
felt
and
like,
you know what? She's
and
here
he's
now.
Scary. He's a
Right.
scary guy.
She can't be held accountable for what he did, of course.
Of course.
And she does say, like, I wish I had done more when I was in a position to
She
do
was a
more.
kid. Like she was so young, and
Yes.
he's this overbearing, scary, and then it's like all this like army of men. Like she's terrified.
And to be clear, I'm not like blaming her for anything.
No.
All I want from her now is what you're saying, is a little more accountability.
Right, like
you know?
give me the tears because I think they're so. I believe them.
Yes.
Like I think being near him would make me cry too. Like
Yeah.
I totally, Kira, I get it.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. I just need a little more from her. Maybe I'm asking for too much, and I understand if that's the case.
I had the same. I think anybody has that. You feel sorry for her, but you're also like, but you were right there the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
So we're back with the FBI, and we learn that the hacking conspiracy started around like October 2011.
Yes.
And Charlie hacked into Hunter's account.
Which they skip over this quickly. The FBI is able to
That's how they
forensically-
met.
Right. That's how the FBI determines that that's what happened.
Once Hunter found out, he wasn't upset with Charlie. He reached out to Charlie and then began asking Charlie to work for him to get photos from other people's accounts he hacked into.
Yeah, you're great at hacking.
Yeah.
Actually, I've always wanted to break into this world where I steal people's nude photos
Yeah, yeah,
and then
yeah.
exploit them. Are you in?
He offers him $200 a week. Charlie,
Jesus.
aim higher.
But also, I think Charlie was like, that's the easiest money I ever fucking made.
And he probably worships Hunter.
Right.
So he's like, I get to go work with my idol. Great.
Right. And Charlie's like, Hunter, just so you know, like, I'll take the money.
Yeah.
But this is illegal. Like,
Yes.
just so you know. And Hunter's like, fuck you, Charlie. Do it.
Right. Like, they're so bad and sloppy that they're leaving an email address connected to the Charlie's. They're not good at this.
They're bad at this.
Yeah.
But now the FBI can prove conspiracy.
Right.
And they can arrest both Hunter and Charlie.
Yes.
And they're thrilled about this, obviously. So it's January 2014. It's 2 years after Charlotte has started her crusade.
Which is almost exactly what Jeff from the FBI promised. 2 years.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. We got to speed it up, FBI. I'm so glad you were accurate,
Yeah, yeah,
Jeff, but I
yeah.
wish you were
I
totally
know.
inaccurate.
2
And I
years
wish
is
it
too
happened
long.
in 2 months. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
You're welcome.
So Hunter's arrested and then released to his parents on a $100,000 bond.
But Hunter, who loves a camera and always wants people to know what he's doing, comes out of the courthouse with a fucking jacket over his head.
Which is interesting. He
Yeah.
doesn't want his photo taken.
Exactly.
Oh, really? Well, too fucking bad.
Too bad.
And Hunter and his lawyers are trying to delay this as much as possible.
Because they know that Hunter's going to prison.
It was frustrating because we had waited such a long time and we'd been through so much. My God, how many years do we have to wait for Hunter Moore to get his comeuppance? And then we were informed that he had taken a plea deal.
And then he takes a plea deal.
Which must just be like fucking infuriating if you're Charlotte. You don't even get to go watch the guy have his day in court.
I know. And so, like, he's sentenced in December 2015, which is 4 years after Kayla's photo was posted.
Yeah.
Man, this took a long time.
4 years.
And Charlotte and Kayla go to the sentencing.
Yes.
They're thrilled to be there.
Yes.
And Hunter's lawyer is like, it was Charlie. It was all Charlie. It was Charlie the hacker. You see him right there. He's right there.
But they really take this time to point out the difference between Charlie and Hunter because Hunter's attorney is trying to just throw everybody under the bus. There's no accountability. Meanwhile, Charlie is like standing up and turning around to Kayla and mouthing the words, I'm sorry.
And Hunter's like, I'm changed.
I
I actually, now that we're here, never did anything wrong in the first place.
It was that guy.
It was all Charlie. You see him? He's right there. And so Kayla makes a victim impact statement, and she was the only one who chose to do this. And she said, like, she feels empowered to sort of speak for everyone.
Yes.
Because she's the only one there to do it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I think that must have been absolutely terrifying. So good for you, Kayla.
Yeah. So ultimately, Hunter gets 30 months, Charlie gets 25 months, but also Hunter is banned from social media.
Which
That's
is only
pretty.
It is, but it's half true because he was on and then suspended and then he's
Oh, is
back
that
and then he's
right?
not. Yeah, so it wasn't
Oh.
like. And now, God knows what the
With
hellscape
Twitter
that
now,
Twitter
oh my
is.
God, I know.
But like everyone is just really saying that like without Charlotte Laws for all of her faults in her personal life, like
Yeah.
Charlotte helped pass laws. Charlotte Law helped pass laws against intimate image abuse in 48 American states.
But there's still no federal rule, no federal law against it.
That's insane.
That is, why isn't there Congress?
Right.
Jesus.
Like, can we get on it? While you're at it, let's talk about Ticketmaster, but one thing at a time.
Totally. You've been through it with Taylor. I know.
Look, we got things. I don't know when this is coming out. Who knows what's going to change? Everyone's very upset.
But they say that
Hunter thought he would capitalize on Is Anyone Up and become a TV show host or a podcast host. But the one thing he didn't anticipate was that there would be somebody out there like Charlotte Laws. He anticipated everything else, but he never expected an angry mother to be his undoing.
the one thing he didn't anticipate was an angry mother being his undoing.
And like a woman.
But
it's
also,
a woman, too.
why didn't you anticipate that, Hunter? That would have been the first, doing what you do, that'd be the first thing I would have thought
And I
of.
thought you loved it. I thought that's what you wanted.
Exactly.
You know, to like rile people up. And it ends with on-screen text. Hunter Moore initially agreed to take part in this series, but later declined our invitation. Beat. We decided to use his image anyway.
Yeah.
I hate him.
I hate him too.
We decided to use his image anyway.
Anyway.
James, where are you?
I know.
And where's Wendy, the prosecutor?
Oh my
She's
God,
gonna
Wendy
level
Wu.
with me.
Yes.
She's gonna level with me.
Totally.
She's gonna bring me down to earth.
Girl, we did it. We did the most hated man on the internet. God
Yeah.
damn it.
And like he is, right?
He really, really is.
Okay, great.
Fam, come to my traveling book party. It's going to be super fun. Check out the dates on the website at the See Us Live link.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited for you. I'm
Oh,
so proud.
thank you
I just
so
have like,
much.
my heart wants to jump out of its chest and just hug you. That's how I
Oh,
just
that's
love it
so
so much.
nice.
I'm so thrilled for you.
I'm really working so hard on the book. It's touching and it's really funny.
Yeah.
And I've been writing about you a lot.
Oh my God.
And crying. So it's going to be a lot of you in the book.
But I've watched it like come from an idea and now we're talking about dates for you.
I
And it's
know.
making me, I just
thank
love
you
it so
for- I
much. I'm
love
so
you.
excited for you.
And you're coming to
Congrats.
the New York show.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Opening night, it's going to be amazing. The Bell House in New York City. Get your fucking tickets. They're going fast.
Okay, great.
Tell the people about the page just quick.
Oh, yeah. So it's where you get ad-free versions of these episodes right here. When we do two-parters, you get both of them like right away.
Yeah.
And that's where we do things like Bad Vegan and Woodstock 99
Yes.
and Finding Andrea and Relentless and all of those like series with several episodes.
Yeah, and my only other requests today are follow us on TikTok, True Crime Obsessed Pod, and join the Facebook group. It's the True Crime Obsessed Podcast discussion group. We're in there all the time. It's like so friendly and fun. I
It's
love
fun.
the community
It's a
in there.
party.
What are we doing next, girl?
Okay, oh my God.
Oh my God.
We are
I love when
doing-
you're excited.
We are doing 'Twas the Fight Before Christmas.
Oh, tell me everything.
On Apple TV. This is about a man who is banned by federal court from putting up Christmas decorations. He's one of the most insufferable people we've ever dealt with.
Oh my God.
So happy holidays, everybody. It's just for the holiday season. It's
Oh
about
my
like
God.
a fight with the Homeowners Association and Christmas decorations.
Oh,
it's
I'm so excited.
madness. It's madness.
All right, stay tuned for the trailer for that. Our funny and rageful and hilarious outtakes.
Yeah, can't wait.
And we love you.
We love you so much.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I am the only American, probably the only person in the world, who has been banned by a federal court from decorating for Christmas. I love Christmas more than life itself. Christmas tree time, let's go! He doesn't know when to stop. Some people call me Mr. Christmas. Accurate. This is the one.
Honey, it's too big for the dining room.
We gotta get a bigger house.
Jeremy Morris said that he was going to be purchasing a home in our subdivision.
Jeremy asked a ton of questions, seemed kind of weird.
This house, it's perfect for hosting this Christmas show. What is this guy up to?
This Christmas show, 5,000 people.
We need to make it bigger.
Noise, the traffic.
The people in this neighborhood didn't want it.
My neighbors are essentially terrorists. I wanted to become the guy who saved Christmas. Oh, you didn't get a permit. This is a miracle. You don't get permits for miracles.
So we're back in LA. We're with FBI Jeff.
Same. She's like yelling down the basement stairs, Hunter, your grilled cheese is ready. And I have Toll House cookies for dessert, sweetheart. When you're done with all your friends down there going through the computer machine.